I am outside a courthouse in Orange County, and it's going to be one of the most emotional days of my life. But I need to give you a little backstory to what we're doing here. It all started in a dance class where this girl caught my eye, and eventually I built up the courage to ask her out on a date, and luckily she said yes. The date was a terrible disaster. First of all, my car broke down, so we decided to ride bikes to a pho restaurant, but I had these really fancy road bikes and I had forgot to show her how to unclip her feet from the special pedals. So at a stoplight, she fell over. I mean, completely sideways, right into a bush. So we're having dinner at this pho restaurant, one of her knees totally bruised and bleeding. And during our conversation, I come to find out that she had adoptive siblings in her family, which was super neat because I had an adoptive sibling. And both of us shared this future dream of having a family made up of adopted kiddos and biological kiddos, and so I was completely in love. The night had finally taken a turn for the better, and then we started to ride bikes back to my house. And no joke, she got her foot stuck in the pedals again and fell completely sideways, busting open her other knee. The bright side of the situation was, while I cleaned up her knees with rubbing alcohol, I got to hold her hand and help ease the sting. And a few years later, I got to ask for her hand in marriage. And we threw an incredible backyard wedding, and that was the very beginning of our family. Life felt like it was speeding up so quickly. We bought a home, Rachel started pursuing a career in social work, while my own film career was taking off. I always felt like I had the easy, fun dream job, while her job was emotionally draining. She was a case manager for foster and adoptive kiddos and helped them process their stories of abuse and abandonment. I watched her every day carry the weight of these foster kiddos' pain. In the evenings, we would talk about this huge need for more foster families in LA County. Rachel and I share the same view that if there's a need and we have a resource that could help, then why not? We had an extra room in our home at the time, and it was completely empty, and we thought we could do this. It was so frustrating and heartbreaking to know that these kids didn't have anywhere to go at night. And we were ready to take on the foster system. But like big dreams tend to do, it went to the back burner for a little longer, hidden behind excuses like, someone else will do it, or we don't know anything about raising kids yet, or maybe we should have a biological child first. Yeah, we'll do foster care later. Hey, I'm Zach.
And I'm Rachel.
And we are applying to be on The Amazing Race.
I mean, we want to have a big family, both biological and through adoption.
And this is kind of our last, big trip. This was our audition video for The Amazing Race. And to our surprise, we were accepted to be a part of the TV show. But before we left, Rachel and I made a vow to each other that when we got back, we would actually open up that empty room in our home for a foster placement. Soon after, we were racing around the world competing for $1 million on this reality TV show. I won't give you any spoilers, but I will tell you that when we got back, we stuck to our word and we went through the foster training. And the same day that we finished our certification process, we got a call for our first placement. Unlike having a biological child where you have 9 months to mentally prepare and get yourself ready to be a parent, foster placements start with that phone call, usually information like the child's name, age, and any known backstory. I still remember the nervous feeling I had in my stomach walking down the dark alley with our empty car seat in hand, ready to meet and pick up our first kiddo. I had never changed a poopy diaper or swaddled or even fed a baby before. What had we signed up for? But the moment I saw his face, all those thoughts went out the window. He was brilliant and beautiful, and we were now a family of 3. And we did all the stuff regular families do. Morning walks, strolls at the beach, dinner in the park, extra cups of coffee. And we put all of our love into this little guy for 6 months, and then we got a call that he was going home. We were on the one hand joyful that he could go back to a healed family, but we were sure gonna miss him. And what happened that same week, some call destiny, fate, I call God. Another kiddo was born who we had yet to meet. His name was Mason. He stayed in the hospital for the first month of his life because he was born prematurely, and we got to meet him when he was 7 weeks old. I took this video the very first time I met Mason. My hand was almost bigger than his entire body. But boy, did he grow up quick.
Look at that little face. How can you not love that little Asian face?
Oh. And before we knew it, he was walking. He was full of energy and life. We had our hands full. And that's when everything changed.
Need a shirt.
This little pumpkin is gonna be a big brother? What?
I'm pregnant.
What?
Oh my gosh.
Those 9 months flew by.
This is my first time holding him.
This is my biological son, Liam, who quickly bonded with his older brother. A brother who was about to stay in our family forever.
Mason, tomorrow you're gonna be adopted.
I am outside a courthouse. It's gonna be one of the most emotional days of my life.
I wish you the best. Congratulations.
Mason is officially adopted!
Family looks different for everybody in the world. I like how Mother Teresa once put it. To change the world, go home and love your family. I don't know exactly what my family's gonna look like in the future, but I do have a feeling this is just the beginning.